Good morning. We are live. What's in your cup? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Here, we'd like to know what's in your cup. We talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of this amazing reptile community that we're in. And most of you that join us so early on a Wednesday morning on this happy hump days are truly indeed misfits. But I appreciate each and every one of you. So what's up with some of the good? Well, Eric finally realized Drop Time Reptiles. He finally realized he won the ASF contest, Guess the Weight, where he guessed it on the nose. Right on the nose, 1,095 grams. Good morning, my wonderful Hoosiers. We have a lot of snow expected. Somehow we were avoided up here in North Country and we didn't get hit by that, what New York City was calling a blizzard, a little 8 inches. But starting tonight, tomorrow, Friday, we should have a nice, I say at the top, the worst case scenarios we've seen are about 14 inches. Just a regular day in the neighborhood up here in North Country. But with that said, I hope everybody is preparing. I did see a post from Inflicted Exotics from Kim, and she was definitely concerned about the storm warnings that they were receiving. So if you've ever watched The Keeper's Corner, we've discussed it a few times about being prepared, and you want to be prepared kind of like now. You want to be prepared for your worst case scenarios as best as possible, of course. If we go back to the Texas storm last year, there was a lot of people bashing people for not being prepared. It was something that they couldn't be prepared for. Even if they had generators, they didn't have 100-gallon uh, tubs of gas to last the amount of days, etc. So you want to be as prepared as possible. So on the Keeper's Corner Friday nights, shameless plug, we do often talk about how to prepare. So if any of you would like to get a reference point for an old episode, go ahead and hit up Jason at Canadian Reptile Adventures and ask him to send you a link to any of the shows where we talked about emergency preparedness, or we did have an episode with another Canadian, um, Ty, where we spoke about preparing for the winter, and also having emergency like evacuation situations, just in the event that maybe you have to move them to someone else's home that may have heat if you were to lose heat or whatever the case was. So hit up Jason from Canadian Reptile Adventures, send them a DM, say, hey, why don't you do something, and send me a link to one of those episodes where you talked about emergency preparedness. But I hope everyone does stay safe. I hope you are prepared, and I hope that you have no issues with these storms that are coming our way. So it's Wednesday, guys, and as usual, our community is never shy of good, bad, and ugly. But I want to talk about some of the good here. With this storm, we actually have a break in weather. Isn't that kind of crazy? With the storm, we have a break in weather. We're like, I think our high is like 40 degrees. So those are the things that we talk about, monitoring the weather, monitoring breaks in weather for shipments of animals or whatever the case is. So always pay close attention. I do have a beautiful animal that's over in California enjoying the weather over there with David Hardy that I'm waiting for. So I would love to get my hands on that sometime soon. For those of you that are football fans, yes, we have new blood. Um, for the second season in a row, the host stadium for the Super Bowl has a team in the Super Bowl. Last year, with the Bucks, was the first time in forever, and it happened again this year. So that's pretty cool. If you watch the playoffs, and if the Super Bowl is anything like the playoffs, they had to be the best overall playoffs I've seen in forever. I can't remember the last time every game was so exciting. With that said, the Madden curse continues. now, no, now for those of you that know about the Madden curse, usually the person that is featured on the cover of the video game for Madden gets injured, some bad injuries. So that didn't happen this time. But on the cover of the Madden, I walk into Samson's room last night, and he plays Madden. He has the game there, and I'm just laughing because on the cover, and I didn't realize this, on the cover of Madden is Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes together. And if you watch the playoffs, they were both taken out in extremely awesome fashion. So it was very interesting to see how they were both on the cover and both of them got taken out in the manner that they were taken out. So back talking to weather, and yes, you already know that the comments are a little bit behind. Unfortunately, it's getting difficult now to purchase generators. And this is why I say when you're putting your snake room together, it's kind of one of the things you want to have. You want to have a generator, and you want to be prepared for loss of power before there is a warning. And the reason why I say that, and let this maybe be something to spark that preparedness, but the reason why I say that is that when you get something like a storm warning or something that threatens the power out, or threatens your power with possible outages or whatever the case is, everyone runs in a panic to try to pick up a generator. And it's not snake related. They just they want to have power. So if that is something that you do not currently have, make it intentional, put some money to the side, challenge yourself that if challenge yourself not to purchase another snake until you purchase a generator. Make that a challenge, right? We find ways to get our hands on the snakes we want, right? We always find a way to do that. Challenge yourself not to purchase another snake until you purchase a generator. Let me know if you guys are going to take that challenge. I think that'd be awesome to see everybody doing it. What it do, we have Morphed Ambitions here, and Morphed Ambitions is the sponsor for this show. If you're not following Morphed Ambitions, please, guys, go give them a follow. So what it do, let's get it done. Frick and Frack is on their way to school. It's now a bad time to point out that it will be in the 70s here in the next few days. You all need to move to South Carolina. I love you Southerners and warm state people, always bragging about your hot weather. But then you know what? What else is there to do besides brag about your hot weather? Because that seems to be the only thing you guys ever talk about. I'm just saying. See, look, we got more. Here they come. I'm in Florida. You can have your cold weather back. From what I heard, Florida was a bit nippy. I think it was down in its 40s, 20 at night. Gets snow. I love Floridians because they're the worst. Most Floridians are not from Florida. They are transplants, and they're always bragging about the weather. but then you hear crickets when it's cold down there and it's warmer in wherever it is that they originated from. So you know what? You can keep your weather there. Look at all these meteorologists now. Look at this. My gosh. Oh, we're supposed to have this. We're supposed to have that. You know, guys, I'm going to be nice. It's Wednesday. I'm going to save the middle finger for Friday. I don't really count the wild card games. Just for the record, wild card games are like, it's kind of like, you know, they're fill-ins. They're just ways to keep the reviews going. By the way, I have 20 boxes available for those of you that haven't purchased the box yet. So if you want to do something good, hit me up in my DMs. If you don't know what boxes are, basically it's a chance for you to win, I think, $1,000. So hit me up in my DM. So speaking about winning and purchasing, etc. No, we'll get back to that in a little bit. So what else is going on that's good? Let's stay in the good right now. White Plains Expo. The White Plains Expo, which is it's not the White Plains Expo, although it's referred to as the White Plains Expo. It's not. Sorry, you guys are messing with my ADD, but I agree. Anytime New England gets bumped, it's a good game. It's a great game. Besides the Bills, you know, they made it exciting, and I think Josh Allen is somebody to keep our eyes on. And we did get the offensive coordinator on the Giants, so I'm a little bit happy about that. So I'm going to agree with that one. It's very rare that I ever agree with this guy, but I'm going to agree with Randy on that one. So for many of us in the New York tri-state area, the White Plains Expo, which is really the New York Metro Reptile Expo, was the beginning of the fascination with reptiles. The New York Metro Reptile Expo will be on February 20th, but it will be in Poughkeepsie, New York. If you want more information about that, I will put a link in the video description. But it'd be really cool to see all the New Yorkers there supporting. I have a snake to pick up, so I'm very, very excited about that. I finally got my hands on my female no white pied. So now I have low white, high white, and no white. I've been telling you guys for some time that I really, really, really am fascinated by the no white pied. And I saw a beautiful girl at Mythical Exotics. Curtis and Jillian are awesome people. They're at almost every reptile expo up here in the Northeast. Even when there are two reptile expos, they find a way to be at both of them. They usually have about 8 tables. They have a huge presence at these reptile expos. So make sure that you are following them. What is up, Danny? I hope all is well, you wise ass. You haven't even said anything disparaging today. Best generators run off of natural gas that will never run out of fuel. That's really interesting because we were talking about natural gas, different natural gas products yesterday. It's not really common up here in the Northeast, which I'm sure is a political thing. So that's very, very. I don't have a mullet, but it looks like it, right? You know what's a mullet? Professional in the front, party in the back. We were talking about mullets at Samson's flag football game the other day, and I found that interesting, and it's only because we have an ice castle that they're building the ice castle up here in Saranac Lake, and it's an '80s theme, so people were talking about bringing out their mullets. So the White Plains Expo will be in Poughkeepsie, or the New York Metro Reptile Expo will be in Poughkeepsie. So it's pretty cool, pretty exciting. It is a Sunday, So I hope to see you guys there, anyone that's able to make it up in the Northeast. Now, we can't forget Valentine's Day weekend's coming up, and that means Arlington is coming up. So Samson and I are very, very, very excited about that. If you're gonna be in Arlington, please send us a DM. Let's find time to connect. It would be so cool to connect with some of you guys that we chat with all the time on here. So please, if you're gonna be at Arlington, just send us a quick message so we can find a way to connect. So that would be really, really awesome. My main business is natural gas installation. Um, it's not my main business, but I do drop a lot of natural gas, and my wife usually doesn't appreciate it. So, you know, I don't know. Okay, guys. So that's some of the good stuff that's going on out there. Let's see, the good, the bad, the ugly, right? What's some of the bad stuff? Mm, wait, before we move on to the bad stuff, one of the goodest things in my life ever, or the greatest things in my life ever, was the birth of my princess. So I want to give a huge, huge, huge happy cumpleaños shout out to my princess, my baby, my Chuli. I will always call you my Chuli. She says she feels like she's still 6 years old whenever I speak to her. But I love you beyond belief. Thank you. You changed my life for the better. And you just continue to amaze me. So I love you so much, princess. I know you won't see this, but I still wanted to shout you out. Battlefield show drama. So the battle, that's interesting. That's very, very interesting that you mentioned that. So I noticed that popped up this week. And I had mentioned it on a show quite some time ago. And I remember, matter of fact, speaking about mythical exotics, I found their placement very, very interesting. They were almost discarded and put in a closet. And again, they're 8 tables a show, and they had been there since the beginning. Okay, they've been at every show since the very beginning, and usually they get prime real estate. So as I walked around and I was speaking to Curtis, he had shared some of his displeasure with how things were going, and others were doing the same. DMJ Reptiles often partners up with J5 Geckos, and they gave him difficulty. You can't have, now mind you, you can rent one table, but you can't have two guys rent one table each and be placed together. You can only put one name on the bill. DMJ Reptiles obviously has a little bit more name recognition than J5 Geckos, but they put J5 Geckos name on the bill when DMJ Reptiles would probably bring them more recognition. So things like that, others didn't have the best experience. So what I had heard, that there was something going on with the management, and that there was a new organizer or someone new running the show, and they weren't the easiest to communicate with. So it's really interesting to see this new battlefield drama that's coming on, because maybe it's for the better, right? I believe that there may have been partners, and now they're separating ways. And it's going back to the original. I believe that's the case. I'll look more into it, that they're going separate ways, and one of the originals are still with it, but they're losing the name. So it's not going to be called Battlefield anymore. So I find that a little bit odd. It's now going to be called the Gettysburg Expo. It's not going to be called Battlefield anymore. So that's interesting to see why. I don't know if it's rebranding. I don't know if that person kept the information. I know that emails went out saying the show didn't exist anymore. But the scheduled shows are still in effect. So that's still happening. We'll follow up on this. I'll get more information. Maybe we'll get the new organizer on the show and answer some of these. Congratulations. Congratulations on granddaughter number 3. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing. My amazing daughter has given me 2 grandsons that I love to pieces. Best thing about grandkids, I don't change Pampers and you get to give them back. Isn't that so awesome? Definitely will see you in Arlington. Okay, so definitely some drama there on the whole battlefield situation. I've discussed this on past episodes, the whole fundraiser thing that goes on. So in my feed, I saw a lot of fundraiser drama, and then I guess since you guys consider this the Jerry Springer of the Reptile Show, I've heard Jerry Springer, I've heard Maury Povich, Judge Judy, and a few other interesting names. So I do get DMs, so I find it interesting when I get the DMs. And I did get DMs about this fundraiser drama. People were sending me the lives, I guess, from both sides. Okay, so the name Battlefield will continue. Well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens with that. I know you do very, very well when you table there, so I'm sure you will continue to be at the Gettysburg show. So I checked out the lives and wow, it's really bad. Like we're gonna say the good, the bad, and the ugly. It is really, really bad. It is bad. Like it's just corny. The unnecessary drama. First of all, a fundraiser has that word fun in it. You should be at some extent having fun. Okay. But this drama was about someone who donated to the fundraiser. And I know it's fund, but in fund is fun. So somebody that donated to the fundraiser and then asked for their money back afterwards. So to me, that's kind of like if I bought $1,000 worth of lotto tickets and I didn't win, and I go back and I ask the vendor to give me my money back. Like it's absolutely ridiculous. And the reason was that the person didn't treat them right afterwards and didn't treat them nice. And look, if you donate to, and this is why I kind of don't like this whole fundraiser thing. Number one, it just seems like it went from, certain really good causes or reptile related causes to everything, to things that have nothing to do with reptiles, to things that have nothing to do with the reptile community. Sally, Joe, Bob stumped their toe and got an ingrown toenail, so let's do a fundraiser. How many snakes can you give away? And so it just got out of hand to me. And again, there's still going to be good causes for fundraisers. But just like anything else, you always have to monitor situations like that because things can be abused. People can use these things to do hustles and etc. So and I'm not speaking of anyone in particular, just to be clear. But just so we are clear, no matter what state you live in, okay, any of the United States of America, fundraisers cannot receive payment electronically. It is illegal to pay for a fundraiser electronically. I don't care what state you live in, what are the regulations, can you fundraise, can you not fundraise, do you have a nonprofit status to do the fundraiser? Whatever the state by state laws are, okay, you cannot do a fundraiser and receive, accept, or pay electronically. That is against the law. So when everyone's always talking about fundraisers and you need to know what your state laws are, I think that you should know what your federal laws are too. Okay. Again, you want to support people, then support. Support without the expectation of getting anything back. Okay. Just keep that in mind. So snow doesn't fall from the sky when it's cold in South Florida, only iguanas. So I did get a DM with a news clipping of the falling iguanas in Florida, and it had me cracking up. She better give me my refund for my 4 tables. Contest it with your credit card. Contest it with your credit card. So can we all get along? No, we can't all get along. It's just the reality of life. How you people deal with me, I don't know. I can definitely 100%, and I am aware of this. I can be a very hard pill to swallow. There are a lot of people out there I don't like for various reasons. Now, I'm a people person, so I try to find something in people, but there are people that I just don't like. Either they come across, I hate phony people, I hate fake people. I can accept jerks. I can accept butt heads if that's who they are, and unapologetically that's who they are. I'm good with that. Smile in your face, stab you in the back, talk nonsense behind you, lie, cheat, steal. I don't like those type of people. So we can't all get along. Um, the reptile community is just like any community. It's a community, and communities are composed of different types of people. So I wish we could all get along, but we can't. So I always tell you guys, at most, um, go and do do what you have to do to control the energy. Control the energy around you. Okay. If that means blocking me, go for it. If my energy rubs you the wrong way, block me. Okay. I'll do it to you, whether it's your post, whether it's the constant drama. We get caught up in drama sometimes. It happens. Okay. Everybody gets caught up in drama. But if you're always getting caught up in drama, there's a really good chance you are a drama whore. Okay. A drama whore. So try to control the energy around you. Balls and Strikes says that GoFundMe seems to be a loophole in the fundraiser laws. Well, I think that GoFundMe may be behind the auspices of having some sort of nonprofit status, and that's how they're able to actually charge a fee, because they do charge a fee. It's not for free. So when they're running a fundraiser, the monies are going through GoFundMe, and then they're being allocated to whatever fundraiser is there. So it has to go through GoFundMe. And then if whatever stipulations they have in place are not adhered to, or they find some form of corruption, or whatever the description is not true, then they're actually able to just shut that fundraiser down, and they return everyone their money, most likely after taking out their fee. Okay. Say good morning to Princess Emily as you take her to school. I saw her snowboarding. That is so awesome. Samson was snowboarding. He liked his second attempt a lot more than his first. It's so awesome to see him flipping and flopping down the slopes. It's a dysfunctional family. Yes, that's exactly what we are. And I think I've told you all numerous times, when you get into the dozens of snakes, or hundreds of snakes, there's something wrong with you. There is something mentally wrong with you. So in addition to our passion for pythons, we have something mentally wrong that connects us as well. Let's not forget that. Some people can't accept the fact that everyone will not agree on everything with them, and they choose anger. I just sit back and watch the burp will always shine. Um, that's interesting you say that. I had a conversation with someone this weekend, and often when you discuss politics, right, there's going to be differences of opinions. And one of the things I realized in politics, and I won't get into politics, but one of the things I realized in politics, usually the most vocal people in politics are the ones that are the least educated on the topics and the realities of what's occurring. Um, I never have an issue having conversations with people about things. Jason and I disagree all the time, right? And we've made a shtick out of it on Friday, and that's just awesome. I get to mute him or just cut him off. But all jokes aside, um, as adults, we should have the ability to express our differences of opinion, and we have to remember that's exactly what most of the time what we're expressing are opinions. And then you can try to uh I wouldn't say justify, but explain why you have your opinion. Now, I love to hear others' opinions because either you solidify my stance or I get to see something from a different perspective. We should be able to have those conversations. We should be able to not get angry when someone else doesn't agree with you. But we're human at the same time. So there's a lot of things in retrospect. There are a lot of things that have pushed certain buttons of mine. And then at the end of the day, I'm just like, they have a right. So one of the goals with our Friday show is to demonstrate the different ways to get to the same end result with breeding and keeping animals. And that's why we bring on different breeders and share their best practices so we can see that, okay, well, our end result is to have a healthy animal, breed animals, etc. And we show you the different ways that people do it, always trying to keep the well-being of the animal at the forefront. But it's okay. It's okay for people to have different opinions. I get it. Control yourself and what you take in your life, and your life will be much better. I agree 100%. And I think that what we sometimes fail to remember is that there are 84,600 seconds in a day. 84,600 seconds in a day. I think that's what it is. That number's in my head for some reason. I think it's 84,600. If I'm wrong, don't kill me. Simple math, just multiply it, figure it out. But I'm believing it's 84,600 seconds. If you give. Now, one of the things you hear me say all the time is the greatest gift you can give anyone is the gift of time. Okay? It is the greatest gift you can give anyone, your significant other, your child, your job. The greatest gift you can give anyone is your gift of time. And when I say your job, I don't mean your paid stuff. I mean when you go beyond, okay, and you don't get paid or recognized. The greatest gift you can give anyone is the gift of time. 84,600 seconds in a day. You give the wrong person 60 seconds of your time, they can ruin the rest of those seconds. Think about that. You give the wrong person 60 seconds of your time and they can ruin that. So when I see all the drama that pops up, it really, really shows they gave the wrong person their time because now they're consumed by it. I've done it. I'm guilty. I'm human. Okay. I've given the wrong person my time. Okay. I've given the wrong people my time. And then you get caught up, right? We're human, emotions, etc. So just remember that, guys. Control your energy, control the people you give it to. You don't have to be friends with everyone. You don't have to accept everyone's friendship. Most argument about politics are based on feelings and not facts, but I digress. Common sense conversations are limited edition these days. One of the things mommy always taught me, and I love you, mom, is that common sense is far from common. I think it's definitely a term that is incorrectly used more so than correctly. Angie says, my goal is to guest host Keeper's Corner with Troy. Listen, guys, let's make it happen. I think that would be awesome. We can definitely schedule something. Let's make it happen. I'm still trying to get Troy on Bowling with Brian and on here. Okay, I actually had Troy on Bowling with Brian, I believe. But I'd love to get him on the Keeper's Corner and this show. Troy has to be a trifecta. He has to hit the hat trick and be on all three shows. Speaking of Troy, I never talk politics with people. Way too many sheep out there that blindly follow a certain party, one way or the other, no matter what an issue is. Better to never bring it up or dodge the subject. I agree. And when emotions are involved with lack of information, it gets interesting. So it's funny you say about following a party blindly. I like to sometimes take the platforms of both parties and in having the conversations and take away any identifiers so you don't know whose platform it is. And let's just talk about platforms. Let's just talk about the issues. And then you'll see more often than not, either side, you'll see people go the opposite direction of what they're claiming or who they're supporting. I have lots of feelings and no common sense. I'm with you. I'm with you. Who wants to have common sense? I like to be original. Miss you, Sean. You would have to be more specific on which Troy you want to host that with. I think she means you. I definitely think she means you. 86,400. 86,400. Okay, thank you very much. There we go. Little inverted numbers, but you get it. You get it. You are not allowed to guest anymore at TSC, Tractor Supply Company. Get a stock boy or a cashier. You are getting boring. I freaking love you. I freaking love you so much, you freaking big Korean, you. All right, so now I really miss Canadian Ice. Well, I told you, after date night, you can join us, okay? That's how we get in big messes, not talking about stuff. Yep, get it off your chest, let it out, man. So speaking about talking about stuff, right? So we touched on some of the good. Let's always know that there's good. When you're having a bad day, smile, because guess what? There are people that didn't wake up that day that are having no day. So smile that you're alive to even have a bad day. When you smile, it changes everything. Endorphins just run around and you'll actually feel better. Might look a little psycho smiling when you're stressed out. It might be like a really, really scary look, but smile that you're even alive to have a bad day. Okay. Um, and remember, there's always good, right? Look for the silver lining. So we talked about the good, we talked about the bad. Now we have to talk about the ugly, right? And one of the things we've done it, and we've done it a million times. Spread the word, guys. If there's anybody out there, maybe having tough times, maybe they can't support USARK. They're not in a position to. But I always say USARK is not a trend, right? And then I get corny. USARK is not a trend. USARK is our friend. Back at it. About a year ago, we had the whole big USARK thing going on. Everybody talking about USARK. Everybody spreading the word. How important USARK is. Support USARK. Get a membership. I gave away at least a half a dozen memberships to USARK. Almost all of my video descriptions have a link to a T-shirt that has a bunch of breeder logos on it. That is a fundraiser for USARK. USARK is not a trend, okay? We have to continue to support USARK. Right now, I believe it was yesterday that it hit the floor, but they're trying to amend the Lacey Act. And what they do is they put these bills And USARK is not trying to shoot down the bill. They're just trying to have that portion regarding the Lacey Act amended. And what they do is that they put these bills together that are thousands and thousands of pages, and then you have a little blurb that's snuck in there that you don't realize. And this is directly pertaining to us as reptile keepers and breeders, but it's even bigger than that. So those that maybe don't understand what we do and don't agree with what we do, well, it can affect them as well if they're into other types of pets, because this is not specific to reptiles. This is all types of animals. So please continue to spread the word about USARK. We had this big, huge push a year ago. Guess what, guys? Most of you that did your memberships a year ago, it's time to renew. Make sure you're renewing. Make sure that you commit to that renewal every year. Because as you can see, they're still fighting. They're still fighting for our rights. Hashtag USARK is not a trend, guys. Okay, USARK should be something that, at bare minimum, that we are supporting. Consider it that membership to the reptile community, the greater reptile community, the greater reptile good. Make sure you are supporting USARK. Make sure you are spreading as much awareness as possible. Make sure if they give us advice on making phone calls, on faxing letters, emailing letters, contacting representatives, contacting your local elected officials, make sure you are doing whatever it is you're doing. That 10 minutes, that 10-minute gift of your time, okay, can prevent us from having laws executed that will dramatically restrict us as both keepers and breeders. And for those of you that do this as a large portion of your annual revenue stream, this will affect you immensely. So please remember, USARK is not a trend. Let's continue to make it part of our awareness, almost like continual awareness campaigns. Continue to spread the word about USARK and make sure you get as many people informed about what's going on as possible right now. So that's the ugly. Okay, they definitely do awesome work in our community. That's a hard one. Ladies can be difficult. I personally would take that as a compliment. I keep telling people to smile. We're going to cut the 107 egg tonight. I'm going to try and do it live. No, what happened? You crossed the line, Sean. You crossed the line. I'll renew when they send me my 3 t-shirts from the other memberships I paid for. Stop it, Hugh. I'm sure there's somebody you can contact to get you your t-shirt. Stop your nonsense. If you join now, you could get a pair of albinos. Guys, that's Eric has his own thing going on where he is donating money to USARK. Any money that is collected for any money that is given to him, he is donating to USARK, and you have a chance to win a pair of albinos, a male and female albino. So all these little things that you do are awesome, and we just, again, just need to keep spreading awareness. You guys never got your t-shirts? Oh my gosh, guys, call them. So I get it. I get it. I want my t-shirt. I get it. I got my t-shirt. Samson got his t-shirt. Then I saw that there was an even nicer t-shirt. I get it. I get it. I get it. But guys, we are not supporting them for a t-shirt. Okay? We are supporting them because they protect us. That's what it comes down to. If you didn't get your t-shirt, contact them. Reach out to them. I'm sure that they'll make right by that. But just remember, at the end of the day, we're not doing this for a t-shirt. We're doing this to continue to support the people that protect us, okay? I promised Angie I would cut 1 egg on the beautiful cutting board she made me, my dude. There we go. You see, Angie's over here promoting cutting. That's why she makes those freaking cutting boards. And they're awesome, they're beautiful, and they can be hung up on the wall. You don't really have to use them, okay? I know you guys are getting upset about the wrong thing. You're getting upset about a t-shirt. Okay, I get it, but you need to get upset about the fact that there's about to be laws implemented, that there's the potential of laws being implemented where your animals cannot cross state lines. Right now, it is illegal. In case you did not know, it is illegal for those of you that can't even have ASFs in your state. Some of you, okay, some of you cannot even have an ASF to feed your ball python. Some of you cannot feed live animals to feed to your ball pythons. It is illegal to transport ASFs across state lines. Many of you don't know this. It is actually illegal to transport ASFs across state lines. Think about this. Okay, these laws get snuck in. Okay, so think about what happens if we don't continue to support pretty much the only group out there that fights legally to protect our rights and to try to oppose these laws. They're trying to overturn the judgment that went in, guys. So please, let's continue to support. Um, don't make this about t-shirts. Make this about the animals. Think about the t-shirt as a bonus. It's kind of like an infomercial. But wait, there's more. You're gonna get a t-shirt in a year, or maybe not. Okay, but it's not about the t-shirt. All right. I'm doing it for a shirt. You guys are jerks. I never got my t-shirt from Brian. No, you didn't. Matter of fact, I didn't even order it. How you like that? How do you like those apples? I am the worst. I'm just as bad as USARK when it comes to t-shirts. How do you like that one? Or can I blame it on you? Did you give me your size? See, we're gonna flip the script on this one. You didn't pick which shirt you want. There's 3 shirts you could choose from, and you didn't give me your size. I know you're big. I don't know how big, so this is all your fault, buddy. I buy USARK shirts at Tinley. They always have a few different ones and cool styles. They also have hats and everything, right? Spin the So guys, I want to spin the wheel for a USARK membership. Okay. And I'm not promising that they're going to send you a t-shirt, but you will be a bronze member. If you know anyone that would like to participate, if you would like to nominate somebody that will be in that spin to win, let's do it for tomorrow. I'm not sure if Jason got us a guest for Friday night, but tomorrow on Bowling with Brian, we have an awesome guest. Um, we have Rob is creeping it real, and he'll be showing us some of his awesome animals. He's an awesome dude. I met him at a show last year. Really cool guy, and I'm glad to have him on the show. You can transport. Okay, so there we go with semantics. I don't feed frozen, but you cannot transport live ASFs across state lines. There you go. Who sits around and comes up with these stupid laws? Most likely people that are going to benefit from it somewhere financially. That's what it comes down to. Laws. Some of the laws are the most ridiculous laws, but there's financial gains to be made by having them in place. What state can have them ASF? Most states can have ASF. um, there's only a handful of states that they're illegal. There we go. I'll make you. He's an extra small. Exactly. I'm gonna get him a nice pink extra small t-shirt for Danny, and he can wear it like a belly shirt. Peter lines the pockets of politicians to come up with all kinds of laws against any kind of pet ownership. There may be some truth to that, but there's definitely always financial gain somewhere involved when it comes to laws. Love balls, bruh. It might not be such a bad idea to keep ASFs out of certain climates. I have a rat problem in my garden right now. Imagine if them MFers were ASFs, I'd be flooded from chewed irrigation lines. Well, if that's the case, then we should keep cats out of all states because cats are one of the most invasive species known to man, right? But yet it's a domesticated animal. So if we're gonna look at what the actual issue is, then there are other animals I think we have to worry about more so than ASFs. If anybody wants my size large USARK shirt, hit me up. I am supporting member, but the shirt is hella. Just saying. You guys are absolutely ridiculous. So I'm not understanding you right now, Sandra. If you have a rodent issue, but you have a stray cat issue as well, shouldn't the stray cats be handling the rodents for you? Come on, let's figure this out already, okay? True that, cats kill 2.4 billion wild birds in the U.S. a year. I'm XXL when it's that time of the month. All right, guys. I think on that note, we are going to wrap it up. Again, focus on the good. Make sure you control those 86,400 seconds a day and that you only give that gift of time to people that aren't going to abuse it. Okay. You have to make sure you definitely do that. I want to thank you all. I want to wish you a very, very happy hump day. You guys make this awesome. Make sure you tune in tomorrow on Bowling with Brian. We have an awesome guest tomorrow. Make sure you tune in on Friday night for the Keeper's Corner with the Canadian. You guys have an awesome day today.